Accidentally destroying important manager documents caused they forced me in to give my doctor's note, despite being sick. PT1. The first two jobs I got through ZC, I try hard to impress them, doing overtime, work more outside my job description, always being on time, and never be sick. I ignored my mental problems and drowned them at home to endure everything. However, I wouldn't be here if I got hired. This story takes place in 2018, my fourth job, a factory where I have to pack and sort stuff. However, now I was far less enthusiastic, no overtime, keeping to my job description, but I still was always on time and stayed my 40 hours a week. However, the manager demanded overtime nearly daily. I wasn't going to do it, not for minimum wage, and she didn't like it. But I was doing my job, so I believe she kept me in for the full 6 months before they let me go. But then, I made an absolute fatal mistake by daring to get sick. I got a cyst very close to my private area, and I could barely walk, stand, or even sit. Laying was uncomfortable, but at least not painful. I went to the doctor, got antibiotics, and a doctor's note for 7 days. 5 for the antibiotics, and 2 to see if it helped enough. I called in my job to state I was sick for a week, but my manager demanded I gave it to her in person, or she would let me go then and there. Now I was annoyed, tired, and in pain that I have to go in, since I was just in my second month working there, so I accepted, and my parents drove me in. I waddled like an X-legged penguin through the factory into her office. She didn't saw me walk since she was writing something. I put the doctor's notice on her desk, close to some other documents. She looked up at me and started talking. A lot. Now, you can imagine that condescending Karen tone in her voice. She started lecturing me how she dislikes I don't do overtime, and now that I'm lazy and went to the doctor to get a week of paid vacation, that I need to work on my working morale, and that my chances of getting hired are very slim, and I need to put in 110% if I want to have a chance. Now, my pain around my private area started worsening due to me standing, so I barely listened to her after that. But I noticed her voice got louder and louder, and she somehow talked herself into rage, nearly yelling at this point. And I felt my stomach started turning. Like and follow for part 2.